Mic, check, check, check. Mic, check, check, check. Mic, check. Mic, check, check, check. What's up, beautiful people? So happy to be here. Can you hear me? Hello, everyone. Welcome to AFP Charlotte Chapter National Philanthropy Day Luncheon. I am Ohavia Phillips, and I am so excited to be joining my AFP family for a day of networking and all things collaboration and all things philanthropy. So first things first, I would like to brag about AFP Charlotte Chapter. When other chapters opted out of their National Philanthropy Day Luncheon, AFP here in Charlotte said, you know what? Let's keep it going. And you are seeing that live. That's right, friends. We have decided to pivot, even amidst a pandemic, to bring you not only all things networking and collaboration, but people, and also to discuss how we can continue to pull up for all of our amazing community leaders right where we are. So you might be thinking, okay, what is Lunch Pool? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because I got you. So in this current climate, I know that you all are used to having to pivot on different platforms such as Zoom, and now welcome to Lunch Pool. Here's what I have for you. Here's some good news. The features are very similar to that of Zoom, but oh so much better, okay? So you will be able to chat, you will be able to network with other people at your virtual table, and please check the chat box right now for the topics that we will have you all discuss, okay? So you are tuned in, you have the best seat in the house. Welcome to our theme of, you already know what it is, celebrating the path forward, where during this time in a pandemic, where we were forced to pivot and everything in between, now's the time even more where we can move on and move forward. So I'm gonna give you all 10 minutes to get to know this platform a little bit more. So get to network at your tables, and I want you to even give it a go in the chat box. So let's practice. In the chat box, I want you all to discuss what does it mean to celebrate the path forward, okay? So ready, set, go. Okay, friends, so listen, continue to engage in the chat, and we want to see all of your responses. Once again, you are at the best seat at the house, and even though this is a lot different than what we expected, we have done a phenomenal job here at AFP, the Charlotte chapter, to pivot and keep the networking going, okay? So keep going in the chat, keep getting used to it. I am live with amazing professionals here in the city of Charlotte, and we will definitely keep it going. But keep going, go ahead. What does it mean to celebrate the path forward to you? Let us know. I know personally for me, it is basically what we're seeing in real time. Amid this pandemic, with everything going on, we're continuing to not only bring you this experience, but make sure that we network and collaborate. Big shout out to Lunch Pool as well for affording us this platform and this opportunity to bring this amazing experience to the world. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, friends, so listen, welcome to the pivot, and here we are. So I wanted to take a look at some of your table chats. How is it going for you? Is everything going well? Okay, but you gotta talk back to me, okay, friends? So listen, keep engaging in the chat and keep it going. Yes, all right. Okay, friends, so let's get into the program. Now, I am very excited to present and call up one of AFP's pioneers. She is absolutely amazing. And before we get to that, continue to check into the chat. All right, family. Nice. Okay, so next up, I would like to welcome Miss Penny Hawkins. So can I brag about her a little bit? Miss Penny is an amazing individual, truly a pioneer. She is the AFP Charlotte chapter president. Penny is the embodiment of all of the characteristics and qualities of leadership, integrity, service, and the standards that is of excellence for the fundraising profession here for AFP in Charlotte. Penny serves as a senior consultant for PMA Consulting, an organization that works with nonprofit leaders, and she says she enjoys her 15 years of experience here in Charlotte, both for-profit and also nonprofit, because she continues to serve. Please help me in welcoming this amazing woman, Penny Hawkins.
Thank you, Ohavia. Sorry, struggling for a second to get the mask off. That's taking some getting used to. It's such a pleasure to join each of you today in order to recognize the outstanding contributions made in support of our Charlotte community, share time with our colleagues, and indeed celebrate a path forward, not simply in regards to post-COVID and what that means for each of us, but also to search to find the positive amidst this devastating global communal experience. One thing that resonates more loudly than ever is gratitude. Thankfulness for those gifts, both large and small. And there's really no better example of that than the over 1,000 community members who came together to raise over $23 million through the COVID Relief Fund. The fund was launched last spring by United Way of Central Carolinas and Foundation for the Carolinas, and really helped make an impact on critical needs for nonprofits and those they serve in Charlotte. As we head into a holiday season, it's yet another reminder of finding gratitude. It's the time to find gratitude and opportunities to be together, both in person and virtually. If NPD has taught us anything, it's that the path forward requires flexibility. We can still find joy in gathering and celebrating, it's just gonna look a little different. I'm reminded of our event last year and seeing so many of you face to face. I joked last night that might have been the last event I attended in person that was large. But as a member of AFP Charlotte, it's one of my favorite events of the year. We get to celebrate the generosity of our community, and we get to celebrate each other. That so many of you are in attendance today for our virtual luncheon, it's a testament to the sense of community that our 300 members and 175 organizations that they represent embody. And while COVID has knocked many of us and our organizations back, it certainly has not curtailed the important work that we do every day. In many ways, the current environment has only underscored the importance of our work. AFP continues with our critical professional development and networking opportunities for our members. This year, we've deepened our commitment to initiatives like IDEA, which is Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access. This included the launch of an 8-week diversity dialogue series over the summer that we plan to continue in the spring, a subsequent book club, and features in our monthly newsletter that provide critical resources. We're also in the second year of a strategic plan that focused on talent recruitment, diversifying our membership base, and using our collective voices for policy advocacy. We're also pleased this year to continue our efforts around scholarships and professional development. Our hope is to use over $5,000 to award to members this year, and I'm proud to say that at the end of the year, we'll hopefully have awarded 14 membership scholarships. And if you haven't heard from members today, there's a special drawing for one free year of membership. We're also pleased to help offset the costs associated with the Certified Fundraising Executive Professionals certification and recertification. Our chapter provides exclusive access to relevant webinars, white papers, regional and national conferences. And I want to thank those who serve on the mentoring program, who give back to those that are new and starting out in our profession. Ours is a volunteer-led and run organization, and I just want to take a moment to personally thank our board, committees, and the special group that put together today's event. Nick Stewart and Sydney Hammond faced every challenge with a smile, including the flood today. And then none of our work would be possible without the work of Alice Harry. We truly appreciate all your efforts in making events today possible. Sponsors are also vital to our success and the outreach that AFP Charlotte conducts. We're so fortunate to enjoy the support of our Heart of Gold sponsor, Foundation for the Carolinas. I'd like to thank them not only for their gifts to AFP Charlotte, but to the community. Their work here touches so many. I'd also like to thank Southminster, which is a retirement community in South Charlotte that generously underwrote this restaurant partnership that we have today. We were allowed to provide gift cards that supported Little Mama's, Roots Cafe, and Community Matter cafes for all attendees. I also want to recognize and thank Kim Bratton Media. They've helped us live stream today's virtual luncheon, and she and her team created the special videos that you'll see of our honorees shortly. They're almost as special as the honorees themselves. Thank you, Kim, and your team. Thank you guys for joining us virtually. It's so different, but it doesn't change the fact that we should be celebrating the very generous community that we live in, and I'll turn it back over to Ohavia.
Thank you so much, Penny. I can appreciate that. And also, friends, I think it is so important to note that while we are celebrating the path forward, let us remember why we are here, right? So amid a pandemic, and even currently in the flood, reporting live from Norfolk Punch, now's the time more than ever for us to give one another grace and space and lead with love, okay? The reason why I put on my mask is so we can be reminded to give also as we show up for each other to continue to do so authentically, because that is celebrating the path forward. Okay, friends, so I am so excited to get into our award recipients and also those who will introduce them. Our first award is in recognition of the philanthropic work of an outstanding small business, Loebsack and Brownlee. Here's a peek at the work that they've been doing. Tune in to the video. Present the presenter for the Outstanding Small Business Award, Ms. Tennille Banner.
Good afternoon. Thoughtful, generous, community, socially conscious, or as I like to say, woke. These are just a few of the words that come to mind when I think of Loebsack and Brownlee. I've had the privilege of working with and getting to know Chris and Sierra over the past few years. From day one, there was no doubt that they truly cared and genuinely wanted to help the survivors we serve each day at Safe Alliance. With his strong personal passion to advocate for those dealing with domestic violence and sexual assault, Chris leads his team by example. Coupled with Sierra's ability to think outside the box and leverage their brilliant marketing team, Lobasak and Brownlee has become one of our most valued partners. Whether they are decorating bulletin boards, dancing and playing video games with residents at the domestic violence shelter, or giving gifts to support the life-saving work of Safe Alliance, Lobasak and Brownlee is a fantastic model of philanthropy. And Safe Alliance is beyond grateful for their continued support. At this time, it is my honor to introduce Chris Lobasak and Sierra Robbins, representing Lobasak and Brownlee, and winners of the 2020 National Philanthropy Day Outstanding Philanthropic Small Business. Thank you.
Well, to everyone here and everyone in the lens, on the other side of that lens, I'm honored and not often at a loss for words, but this is one of those moments where I don't really have a prepared speech. If there was a judge in the room, I might be a little better off. But without that, I can start by saying that I'm grateful for everyone who thought of us for this award, but most of all, I'm grateful for the help of Sierra. As you saw her on the video, she is she's really the engine. I may be the person that thought of the ideas and asked for the help, but without Sierra, the whole operation would not go forward very much. It would never go very much farther past my front door. So as much as I thank all of you for thinking of us, I want everybody here to thank Sierra for being the person who's in charge of our outreach initiatives. And she's the one that makes things like this terrific mask and has the program and makes sure that it runs right and makes sure that we're connected to all the people. So it really is a team effort. You cannot help other people without a lot of great people helping you help them. And that's where our team, led by Sierra, really makes this such a great team award, and I'm honored to accept it for everybody here at the team. And I'm really grateful that we've been able to have such a great partnership with Safe Alliance. And we look forward to many more fun things to come when the universe allows us to get back to doing business the way we like to. I know that there's many more fun ideas that Sierra is going to come up with and ways that we can support the residents and the community in their fight to help the victims of domestic violence here in Charlotte. So again, everyone, thank you. Please let me thank Sierra and all of you who are out there in remote land. You can clap remotely, but it's a great honor and a privilege to be here. Thank you very much.
We love to see it. Major shout out and giving flowers to Chris and Sierra for the amazing work that they do. Listen, you all, you are tuned in, right place, right time, VIP seat to celebrate all of the amazing community leaders who serve here in Charlotte. So what makes an outstanding, and it just so happens her name is Molly Green. Her. Tune into this video. All right, an outstanding student philanthropist indeed. And now it is truly my honor to bring up AFP's very own Mr. Mike Blackwelder.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Mike Blackwelder. I am the Chief Administrative Officer with Smart Start of Mecklenburg County, and it has been a great pleasure to nominate and now present this award. As you can see in the video, Valeda's work has had such an impact on the Charlotte community and beyond. Valeda and I first connected a few years ago when the AFP board decided to bring our Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access platform here locally to the Charlotte chapter. In my experience with this work, it's often difficult to move from the conceptual theory part to the strategy and action part. But Valeda does this effortlessly and effectively in all of her work, connecting the principles of diversity directly to philanthropy, providing awareness and impact to people of color and marginalized groups every step of the way. The work of the new generation of African American philanthropists on the BOLD project, which included Black Philanthropy Month, Charlotte Gives Black, provided much needed leadership and focus on racial inequities at a time when our community and country continue to experience so much social injustice. It is my great honor to introduce this year's Outstanding Champion of Diversity, Valeda Fullwood.
Thank you so much. I've got to say today, and this award is truly a huge bright spot on an otherwise rainy, gloomy day. And in fact, today is par for the course for 2020. But I'm glad you joined us today, and I'm glad to receive this award. I want to thank Mike for the nomination. As he mentioned, we met a few years ago, but we didn't know each other well. And the fact that he observed my work and was willing to nominate me for an award, I'm truly grateful. I know sometimes when you have your head down, working, focused on an initiative or an issue or organization, that you don't know who's noticing, and sometimes you wonder who even cares. And awards like this and nominations such as Mike's means so much to me, and I appreciate it. I also want to thank AFP Charlotte Chapter for today's event and for acknowledging people doing good work and philanthropic work in Charlotte. I'm happy about AFP's work around inclusion, diversity, equity, and access. I was glad to play a small part a few years ago as it delved into that work, and already I see just in this small microcosm of a luncheon already changes in terms of who's included and who's present at today's luncheon. I'm here because of my involvement with New Generation of African American Philanthropists, which is a collective giving group. We pool our charitable dollars and give back and make grants in community. We've been around for around 14 years, and being a part of our giving circle has transformed my life, and I hope even half as much as we transformed lives and organizations that we work with. Being a part of our giving circle, I've made new lifelong friends. I've learned so much about philanthropic work in our community. I was inspired to write a book and became an author with Giving Back, a tribute to generations of African American philanthropists. That book became a museum exhibition that's touring the country, so I've engaged with philanthropic groups and philanthropists and givers and doers across the country and learned so much. I'm proud that in this moment, even in an awful, awful year in so many ways, that I have purposeful work and a lot of my involvement with NGAP, my giving circle. And I would say for the Charlotte community, on our path going forward, that we can do good, but we also must do what's right. And I hope that is a call to action for our community going forward. Thank you again. I appreciate this award. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Fullwood, for all the work that you do in the community. Have to publicly give you your flowers. And there was something that she said that really inspired me to come up with a quote for celebrating the path forward, and it was the relentless pursuit, right, friends? So whatever it is that you want to commit to, whether it is community, whether it's community building, all things in between, it is so important that we have a relentless pursuit of excellence. Listen, friends, we are live from the pivot, okay? But what I love about it is we all came together to make this happen, and that is what truly matters, okay? So it's the relentless pursuit of excellence as community in collaboration and with networking. Okay, I am so excited to now present to you the Outstanding Emerging Philanthropist video. So before you tune in, I have to give this person their flowers. Let's give a big ups to Sydney Hammond in the chat, and now you can tune in to the video. As promised, I wanted to brag a little bit about AFP's very own Sydney. She was here on site to make all of this happen, so it gives me great honor to present to you all AFP's very own, to present the Outstanding Emerging Philanthropist Award, Miss Sydney Hammond.
Thank you very much, Ohavia, but this is definitely not about me. I am here to talk about Brandon Swiderski. He is a generous and influential philanthropist. His role at Made to Last Tattoo, an internationally recognized and respected shop, and his position in the tattoo community allow Brandon to amplify his impact for the causes he supports. His philosophy for the shop and his personal philanthropy are the same: inclusivity, acceptance, and giving back. When I met with Brandon to prepare our nomination for this award, something that he said stood out to me. He said, "Anybody deserves the opportunity to get tattooed in my shop, just like anybody deserves the opportunity to heal, to grow." Brandon gives his funds, his time, his influence, and his passion to support Safe Alliance because supporting survivors of domestic and sexual violence is near and dear to him. But he is the first person to stand up and support a friend in need as well. Brandon has proven himself to be a civic leader, and he has a gift for organizing and inspiring his community to follow his generous lead and make a tremendous impact. Charlotte is lucky to have Brandon as an emerging philanthropist in our community, and Safe Alliance is so grateful for his vision, leadership, and generosity.
I expected to see some more neck tattoos in the crowd, but I guess I was wrong. All right. I was recently listening to a podcast about the historical context of disparity in our society. There was one thing that really stuck with me. One thing that Malcolm Gladwell said is, "We hold an ideology that talent is a tangible thing, that it will inherently prevail and rise to the top. a rose in concrete. I like to challenge that sentiment, though. I believe that talent oftentimes requires an endorsement in order to triumph. A little bit of purposeful facetiousness here, but does a child in the ghetto make it out on their jump shot alone, or does it typically require a scout or some sort of agent to provide an exposure or a path? Anyone can possess a skill, but not have an avenue to operate within. I've been given that word talent a lot recently, even this morning at the coffee shop. And as grateful as I am, I have a difficult time accepting accolade. My mother often reminds me to accept 10% and carry on, but if I'm being honest, I don't know that I can accept empathy as a talent. I'm unbelievably grateful for this honor, and Sydney and Tennille and all the incredible people at Safe Alliance for the recognition. I'm thankful for my owners at Made to Last, Chris and Matt, for trusting me and giving me the environment to flourish within. Couldn't have done any of this without my entire team at the shop. I'll accept my 10%, but I'm ready to move forward. As you could probably gather just from looking at me, I like to challenge often, and that's what I intend to do. We're all here for a reason. We did something commendable in our community, but what good is our talent if we don't spread it like wildfire? Let's not just continue in our endeavors, but instill them into others. If we're being honest with each other, empathy is kind of easy, and I think most people would really be fulfilled with this line of work, but just haven't been given that outlet to function. So let's endorse those talents that surround us. Caring and doing good for others is easy, it's fun, it feels incredible, and if you disagree, I'd argue that you're maybe doing it wrong. And over the last year or so, I've definitely gotten to see that people are willing to engage. I've recently started my own nonprofit foundation for grassroots fundraising to benefit under-resourced communities in our city. I want to make charity cool. I want to make it less conventional. I want to make it feel less detached from daily life, and I want it to feel more accessible. And most of all, I want to work with every one of you and everybody that's watching. I've been lucky enough to feel championed by Safe Alliance and by those around me, and I'm ready to keep moving. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, friends. Welcome back. So you are tuned in live. You've seen all of the videos and see all of the amazing community leaders, work that they're doing, and legacy left behind. So friends, I have the amazing opportunity for sharing another quote when we talk celebrating the path forward. And for me, it comes from a good friend of mine. Her name is Tori Savage from The Savage Way, known for all things Mossart and also community leading. She said something to me, it was so good. She said, always do something different. And I would like to inspire you all to do something different. A lot of times we get caught up in what's comfortable, but sometimes you have to shake up the standard in the relentless pursuit of excellence, like said earlier. So sometimes that good trouble is okay. Serving and breaking down that fourth wall is okay, and acknowledging that we can all be different and better together is absolutely okay, all right? So friends, listen, go ahead and do something different. I am inspiring you the AFP way. All right, friends, so next up, we will have the video of the outstanding philanthropic organization. Tune in and see these leaders.
As many of you know, my mother, Joan Zimmerman, has been involved in the business and philanthropic communities here in Charlotte pretty much since she arrived here in 1963. During that time, she's been introduced probably hundreds of times, but as far as I know, this is the first time I have ever introduced her. So I have a lot of catching up to do. Unfortunately, they only gave me a minute, so rather than talking about how wonderful she is, I'm going to concentrate on what makes her a fundraising superstar. She is organized, she has a plan, and she sticks to it. People trust her. They know she's not in it for herself. They know she will do what she says she will do. And 9 times out of 10, this is not the first time they have heard from her. Her emails with tidbits of news and information, because it made me think about you, are legendary. She is a great salesperson. She studies the prospect, crafts her presentation to push the right buttons, and she knows how to close. And like every successful salesperson, there's never a doubt that she believes in what she's selling, because when it comes to the charities that she has supported over many years, she absolutely does. So it is my honor to introduce my fundraising superstar mother, Joan Zimmerman.
Yes, indeed, friends. So you have just witnessed basically a beautiful amount of videos featuring some of Charlotte's beautiful community leaders, and I was definitely honored to have them presented here in Norfolk Punch. So I just want to give a few thanks. Special thanks to AFP Charlotte, also to Kim and the media team. Thank you all so much. Also, big ups to Norfolk Punch. Thank you so much for allowing us to do this here. And to you, okay, reporting live from the lunch pool room. We appreciate you so much from all of us here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, friends, so listen, don't stop serving. Remember, philanthropy is not only about money, but especially service. Continue to show up in your communities, and let's take all of the amazing networking, collaborating efforts that we are working toward out in those streets. Stand 10 toes down and keep serving. Until next time, friends, have an awesome day.